gentlemen, I am Sen.Ruben Diaz. Today I'm here with Maria Reyes, mother of the 10 years old student that was great my teacher. Me, Council member Crespo, Council member James, a member of the Hispanos Organizacion. We here today because we know that the perpetrated abuse be here today. So we are calling the system and we are demanding a full investigation, a thorough investigation to interview each and every one of the children in that school, any children that have any contact with this teacher. Make sure that there are no more children that have been abused by this teacher. The suffering, the time that the bad time that this family is going through, something uncomfortable. I am putting, this week I will submit the legislation, the Senate, asking that any and all teachers or school personnel that be charged with rape or harassment or sexual misconduct not to be allowed to enter into a classroom or into any school building. We do that for other things. So I think that it's about time that we do something and stop these pedophiles and stop this abuse. And, you know, I don't know, I have no word to tell the grandmother and the family of these girl, you know, how to stop their sorrow and their pain. But we as a ministers and as an elected official, we here to be sure that justice is done and to try to put stronger legislation to stop this thing. I'm going to allow my colleague in the state legislature, Maestro Crespo, to come around here and say a few.
Thank you, Senator. I remember I was sitting in chamber the other day. We were dealing with the last-minute bills of the legislature for the end of session, and we're talking about gambling expansion, and we're talking about several other pieces. And I get a phone call from our one of the community affairs officers giving me an update on what happened here. And I can't begin to tell you the emotions that go through. Even for me, I'm a parent of a 5-month-old baby girl. I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter. I have another baby on the way. We talk about education and we talk about the failure of our school system. We talk about all these things that are affecting our community. But the last thing that any family, any elected official, any community member wants to hear about is that the individuals entrusted with their care, with their education, with their preparation for the future, would take advantage of their innocence, would take advantage of their fragile minds, and instead of empowering them and educate them, would abuse them. As a parent, I'm broken. As a community leader, I feel broken. This monster, this individual, doesn't deserve to be called by his name. And I know and I'm mindful that he probably has a family who loves him. But it is hard to imagine how he could bring himself to the actions that he committed. And Senator, if you need a sponsor in the Assembly for that legislation, I'm here. Because we have to make sure this doesn't happen again. We have to ensure that no educator, no person entrusted with, whether they're an elected official, a teacher, a minister, anyone, take advantage of their role and take advantage of such a young person. I hope and I trust that our judicial system will be swift in this case. We'll throw the book at this monster and make sure that he never again comes anywhere near one of our children. En español rapidito, como padre de una niña de 5 meses, de una hijastra de 13 años y de otra bebé que viene de camino, me siento roto por dentro, me siento defraudado, estoy dolido. En nombre de la familia, yo creo que esta situación no se puede permitir bajo ninguna circunstancia. Los jóvenes que mandamos a nuestras escuelas van ahí a educarse, a prepararse, y ponemos en las manos de estos profesores, de estos maestros, la confianza de educarlos y prepararlos para el futuro. No para que un monstruo como este, un monstruo porque ni su nombre se merece, se aproveche de la inocencia y de la juventud de esta niña y Dios permita que no sea ninguno más y abuse de ellos de esta manera. Tenemos que hacer todo lo posible. Estoy dispuesto a ayudar al senador Diaz en esa pieza de ley para asegurar que personas, monstruos como este, no vuelvan nunca más a acercarse a un salón de clase y a uno de nuestros niños. Como padre me siento roto, como oficial electo, ponemos en perspectiva todas las cosas que hacemos, pero si no podemos resolver que estas cosas no vuelvan a suceder, como sociedad estamos fallando. Es punto que esto no vuelva a pasar, que esta sea la última familia que confronte una situación así y que Dios ponga en sus corazones la tranquilidad que necesitan para salir adelante. Thank you.
You know, yesterday, Miss Reyes, Maria, she came to my church. I was preparing my sermon for my Sunday service, and she came to my church with another person crying and asking for us ministers to join her and her family to make sure that this doesn't happen. The worst thing, you know, everything's been worse, but this guy, I mean, the email that he sent the little girl, I'm sorry I was wrong. The pain will go out, and, you know, how repugnant can he be? And I understand that he has family, and his family are going to pay, the girl family are going to pay, and families are broken. But this guy deserves the maximum weight of the law. I'm going to ask Letitia again to come around here. Letitia again to come around here.
Thank you, Senator, and to Assembly Member Crespo and to the family. The most safest place for a child is in a classroom. One would think that a child would not be harmed in a classroom. And I recognize that this individual has rights and that he's innocent until proven guilty. But the evidence is overwhelming. The evidence is pretty damning. That he abused this child, that he violated this child, and that the fullest extent of the law should fall down on this individual, and he should never, ever be allowed to be around any child. I pray for you and your family. I'm so happy that you're surrounded by clergy. This is the time that you need them the most. And I pray for justice for this little girl and that this never happens to any other child in the city of New York. And I join with the senator in passing this legislation. Thank you.
Reverend Joe Bausano, please come. Reverend Joe Bausano.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Joel Bowser, Senior Pastor of Calvary Church, and as you can see today, the clergy, representing the clergy here today, we are outraged. We are hurt. Our community is broken at this moment. Our hearts are going out to the families and to this young girl. We preach forgiveness in our churches, but we also believe that there are consequences for every action that has been taken. And we're asking the law to put its weight behind all the evidence and to take action, the proper action, and that in this whole entire process, that we shield this young girl, that we protect her, that we counsel her, that we console her and the families. And we're praying and we're hoping that everyone who's watching this can join together with the family, and we can pray for them, we can stand by them in this time of trouble. But we are sending a message out to everyone, every one of those men and women who are predators out there, saying we're not tolerating this any longer. We're not going to tolerate it. We're going to push the law as far as we can take it to make sure that these crimes do not happen. Again, the school system. you know, it's the safest place for our children to be at 8 hours a day. And when things like this happen, it hurts everyone. So we're asking that you join with us. We're asking that you come together and let's just send a voice out. Let's scream in one voice that we are not going to tolerate this any longer. We do need change. So our prayers are with the family, and we are standing here, like I said, with the clergy, the body of clergy, who is also hurting in this thing.
I'm going to ask Doña Maria tell you how she feels. I don't know if she cannot speak about all the things that you would like her to say, but at least she will address you.
Sí, buenos días. Yo soy la abuela de mi niña. Estoy aquí para dejarles saber que yo quiero justicia, que esto no siga pasando. Yo soy madre, tengo 3 hijas, todos ustedes deben tener hijos, deben de sentir el dolor que yo siento ahora. Yo no duermo, yo no como. Yo necesito que esto no siga pasando. Yo necesito que hagan más seguridad en la escuela, que pongan cámara en los salones. Yo me siento muy mal, no quiero que le siga pasando a los otros niños. Quizá le están pasando a muchísimos más. Yo estoy aquí para pedir ayuda al presidente, a todo el que pueda poner una mano dura sobre esto. Le agradezco a todos, le agradezco a Ruben Díaz por darme apoyo, porque estoy desesperada. Me quitó la vida, me siento impotente, no encuentro qué hacer sobre este caso, porque uno confía en un maestro y miren lo que acaba de hacer ese bestia. Parece que no tiene hijos, no tiene familia, no se condolió de hacerle daño a esa niña, a esa criatura. Le pido por favor que me ayuden y que ayuden a esos otros niños que quizás están pasando por la misma situación. Gracias.
Voy a pedirle a cerrar esta conferencia con una oración. Voy a pedirle, I'm going to close with a prayer. I'm going to ask Reverend Dr. Andy Torres, come around and lead us in prayer. Nos dio una oración el doctor reverendo Andy Torres.
Thank God. Like Ruben says, we are here to tell his family another family. We have to stop that kind of thing happen. We can do